Superstar wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. has just leaked that he had conversations with Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers about potentially signing with this team for the upcoming season. But first, before I get more into it, however, and Aaron Rodgers recruiting Odell, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news and updates. Also like this video. Now, let's get right back into it. So, All-Pro wideout Odell Beckham Jr. has recently revealed in an interview that he has had conversations with Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers about potentially signing with the team for the upcoming year. Odell Beckham Jr. is now a free agent after he was released by the Miami Dolphins in December. He's looking for his next team, and Pittsburgh Steelers may be it. Here's his quote on that topic. "I love him, and we've had conversations. I won't say that it's not a possibility, and I won't say that I haven't had any communication." End quote. So, he basically just admitted that Aaron Rodgers and him have been talking about him potentially joining the team. And this comes after the rumors about Odell potentially signing. So there was already rumors throughout this week of the Steelers potentially going out and signing him, bringing him for a workout and testing that out. And Odell basically confirmed it, saying that he has talked to Aaron Rodgers about that possibility. Also, he went on to say this about the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin in general as well. Here's that quote. "I effing love Mike Tomlin. I was actually supposed to be drafted to the Steelers." End quote. So, the way that Odell has been talking recently, you can see why the links to the Pittsburgh Steelers are in the works, and many people believe that he may be a Steeler. Because obviously there's some pitching going on around Aaron Rodgers talking to Odell, and Odell hinting at how he likes the Steelers organization, thought he was going to be drafted there, and obviously loves Mike Tomlin. So Odell to the Steelers may be a great possibility. And also, Tom Pelissero of NFL Network has reported that Beckham has drawn interest from teams and the Steelers, and he plans to play somewhere in 2025. So obviously with the season right around the corner, training camp done, he may be looking for a team here shortly, and with the Pittsburgh Steelers having a need at wide receiver in terms of depth and maybe adding another guy who could be a top playmaker, Odell Beckham Jr. can be a fit. Obviously Odell, he is now 32 years old, and he's only played in 9 games with Miami last season for 55 yards on only 18 targets and 9 catches. But as a 31-year-old with the Baltimore Ravens, he was still productive. He caught 35 passes for 565 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he wasn't really the primary target there. So he still is a player who could put up stats, draw attention from defenses, draw attention for double teams, and things of that nature. Because he was great when he was with the Giants, and he was great when he was with the Rams in the Super Bowl. So he could still be a guy who could draw that target of an extra defender, and maybe have someone else be open because of it. He's still someone who could provide some type of help to a team and playmaking. And he's shown that when he's actually been healthy. So, when looking at Odell, yes, I know he's way past his prime. He's nowhere close to the days of those Giants and the Super Bowl with the Rams. He's not close to being that same player, but he still is a player who can put up production. He's not going to go out and lead the league in receiving yards, lead the league in targets, receptions, touchdowns, and things like that. No, that's not who he is, but he can still be a solid receiver, and he could play that Robert Woods role that we expect Robert Woods to play in this season. There's no reason why he can't. Obviously, Robert Woods at one point in his career, he was a top receiver in the NFL in terms of one of the best route runners. Now, as he gotten older, he has to play a role, but that's something Odell can do as well. So, when he was with the Ravens, he was on a 1-year contract worth $3 million. So that's probably going to be the same type of deal that he would sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So it's nothing too expensive. It's not like they have to go out and trade for him and give up draft compensation. No, they would just go out and sign him. They have a lot of money. They need to spend that money, and why not give Odell a chance? If he doesn't work out, you could always cut him. That's my thoughts on that. So when looking at Odell Beckham Jr., he earned his Super Bowl ring with the Los Angeles Rams in 2022, solidifying him as probably a Hall of Famer eventually. He has settled into a role as a bit of a part-time player after passing the 1,000-yard receiving mark in his first 5 of his 6 seasons. So he's far from that. He's not going to reach those 1,000-yard seasons, like I said, in those 5 straight seasons anymore. No, that's not who he is. Because since then, Beckham has gone through a series of health problems that limited him to 7 games in 2020, and then forcing his way out of Cleveland mid-season in 2021, set up the trade to the Rams, but an injury cost him the entire 2022 season, and obviously, he's been banged up. But when he has been healthy, he's proven that he could still help a team. So, standing at 5'11", 200 pounds, he is a receiver who can help a team. And the Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Aaron Rodgers obviously sees that he can be available, and him coming over can potentially help the Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver core, and he wants that. There's no other reason why Aaron Rodgers would have discussions about him potentially joining the Steelers other than him still seeing that value in him. And obviously, you know Aaron Rodgers, he likes veteran receivers, people who he know is secure catchers, will do the right thing on the football field. And obviously, when they don't do that, his teammates don't do what he wants them to do, he gets upset. So obviously, kind of recruiting Odell is a reason for that. And he wants a guy who he could trust. And Odell is potentially that guy, as a number 2, number 3 type of guy. Also, when you look at Steelers wide receiver depth, they have receivers like DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin III, Roman Wilson, Robert Woods, Ben Skornick, Scotty Miller, Lance McCutcheon, Brandon Johnson, Keyshawn Williams, and Roc Taylor to the group. And adding someone like Odell can really help that. And one of those guys can maybe go to the practice squad or maybe to the edge of this 53-man roster instead. So, Odell to the Pittsburgh Steelers, it may be a possibility. And also, when looking at what Andy Weidel has said just this morning in terms of being asked about the wide receiver position, he says if the right thing, right person, right deal, right price comes up, then they would be interested in adding another wide receiver to this team. So he did not deny it, and obviously Odell might be that right player and the right price. Obviously, the Steelers still feel comfortable at wide receiver in terms of the players they have in there right now. They've made that a point. Mike Tomlin has said that, Omar Khan has said that, but you can never just stop adding to this group. Yes, you may be fine with it, but if someone comes out there, whether it's a trade or free agency, you have to look at the possibility. And that's something that's here with Odell. Yes, he's past his prime, but he can still help a team. Also, when looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers in general, this offseason, they haven't been afraid to go out and make moves, make splashes, sign players who are older. They've actually made it a point to do so, add veterans to this team. They went out and got Jalen Ramsey, weren't afraid to trade for him, weren't afraid to trade for an older player in Jonnu Smith, weren't afraid to go out and sign quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who's 41 years old. They aren't afraid to go out and get older playmakers if they still believe they have something left in the tank and can help this team. So with Odell, if he has something left in the tank, it won't be surprising to actually see the Pittsburgh Steelers to go out and sign him. Obviously, it still has to be waited to see if they'll do something like that, but Aaron Rodgers obviously wants it, and Odell wants it as well, and now it's on the Steelers' part to go out and actually make that move. Anyway, that's in this video, but this is the update for you. Odell basically hinting that he would want to join the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that him and Aaron Rodgers have talked, and Aaron Rodgers has been recruiting him, and he loves the Steelers and Mike Tomlin. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you want Odell a part of this team, or do you believe that he's past his prime and he can't even help this team as a role player? Me personally, I think he can help this team as a role player. Now, if he's going to complain about his role and take reps away and playing time away from Calvin Austin and other guys who have earned it, then I wouldn't want him and don't think it would work out. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this topic. And also, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn notifications for everything Pittsburgh Steelers news, updates, highlights, analysis reports. Everything surrounding this team, I've covered it this offseason, and I'll continue covering it as the season moves along, with all rumors and news just like this. So stay tuned, like, comment, and subscribe to notifications for this channel. And until the next video tomorrow, I'll see you guys all later. That's it for me. I'm out. Peace.